Hi, good morning friends. I am Ranveer Singh from Fundamental Research Desk of Sharekhan. This is Q4FY2013 preview of pharma sector. We expect our pharma universe to report at least 23.4% Y-on-Y growth in revenue during Q4FY13. The growth would be mainly driven by US business, which is expected to report around 40.8% growth Y-on-Y. During this quarter, the companies in our universe has seen at 44 products launches, 44 products approvals during this quarter. We expect the domestic market to witness at least 16.6% revenue growth for our universe. For industry, the growth has been around 13%. So most of our players in our universe is likely to report a better than industry growth rate. We see the overall revenue growth would be mainly led by Sun Pharma, which is expected to report around 14.8% revenue growth year on year, followed by Aurobindo Pharma, which is expected to give 26.9% Y-on-Y growth, and Glenmark Pharma, which is expected to give 24.8% Y-on-Y growth. The revenue growth would be slower in the case of companies engaged in CRAMS like Dishman Pharma, which is expected to report flat growth, Divi's Laboratory, which is expected to see 4.2% Y-on-Y growth due to slower offtake in CRAMS businesses. The operating profit margin of these players are expected to expand by 144 basis points year on year for our universe, mainly due to low base in corresponding previous quarter. We expect the operating profit of the players like Torrent Pharma is likely to be up by 568 basis point year on year, mainly due to low base caused by some non-recurring operating expenses in Q4 FY12. Aurobindo Pharma is likely to see 475 basis point year on year expansion in margin on low base due to import alert on Unit 6 facilities, which disrupted the supplies, and the pressure was on margin in Q4 FY12. The Lupin is likely to see 360 basis point expansion in operating margin. This was mainly due to the startup expenses at Indore plants in Q4 FY12, which had given a low base. The IPCA Laboratories is also likely to grow from the low base by 300 basis point. During previous corresponding quarter, the IPCA had a consolidation of Tonera and weaker export sales that had impacted the margin. So for most of the players, the margin expansion is basically from low base. On Q and Q basis, in fact, the margin would be slightly lower during this quarter. We expect our universe to report 18.7% growth in net profit, mainly due to the higher effective tax rate, which is restrict the growth of the few players like Sun Pharma, Cadila Healthcare, and Torrent Pharma, which in fact had partnership-based manufacturing facilities, wherein the higher tax rate was imposed in latest budget. So that is causing a higher effective tax rate. The net profit would be mainly led by Aurobindo Pharma, which is where the net profit is likely to multiply by 23 times a year-on-year basis, mainly due to very low base in last quarter. The Lupin is likely to see 75% year-on-year growth. Torrent Pharma 34.6% year-on-year growth in net profit, and IPCA Laboratories is likely to report 34.1% year-on-year growth in adjusted net profit. Here we have to note that we have not factored in the exchange loss or exchange gains to calculate the adjusted net profit. So any gain or loss which depends on the hedging policy of select players, that will change the scenario in case this is a huge amount. On the other hand, we expect a decline in net profit for Dishman Pharma, which is likely to be down by 32.8%. Cadila Healthcare is likely to decline by 32.8%. The Divi's Laboratories is likely to down by 4% year on year due to weaker margin and higher effective tax rate. we see that for our universe, the universe is trading at around 14.2 times FY14 earnings, which is 12% discount to BSE Healthcare Index 1 year forward earning multiples. We find that Aurobindo Pharma, which got 9 approvals in the US market during this quarter, Sun Pharma having a strong contribution from Taro Pharma and newly acquired entities in US, and Lupin, which has seen 10 approvals in USA during this quarter, is likely to outperform peers in pharma universe. That's all from my side. Thank you.